Hello, my dear friend. Today I want to share more experience on the inner light and its stability. Days ago, I had a session of inner light. So, in a short, inner light is as a practitioner of meditation, or if you are awakened human being, you may have a sense of that you, inside of you, there's a kind of light that shines on the world in front of you and also inside of you. So instead of, in a normal sense, instead of like the sunlight or light bulb emits lights on object and the lights reflected to your eyes and you see the world. Instead of that process of outside to inside, you have the opposite process, which is you have light here from your inside and it's luminous to lighten the world in front of you and also inside of you. So that's the basic meaning of inner light. Like your existence. It's like because of you exist, so there's a world there. Or because there's a light of consciousness shining from your heart or from your body, mind, and the spirit, a complex of body, mind, spirit. You have the light shine from your body, mind, and spirit and on the world. So that's basic meaning of inner light. Today I want to add more or express more on its stability. It's a little bit tricky. So I give you an analogy first. Imagine you kindle a candle, that you lighten a candle with a match, and the candle emits lights in a quiet room. It's luminous, the room is bright because of that the light of candle. Now you take this candle out of the room to the outside where there's a wind blowing. So the flame of the candle will flickering, right? And you try to protect it. To not be blown away by the wind. If the wind is very strong, the flame will blow out, disappear. So in that way, you put a glass over the flame or around the flame to protect it. It's like the old tradition kerosene lamp. kerosene lamp means you have that wick in the inside of lamp, and you protect it by glass around it, but with the opening on the top of the glass. In this very similar way, when you have that inner light built up in your consciousness, now you go to work, or how to say, practice it in your world. The whole world is like karmic wind that will blowing on the flame, on the inner light, on the flame of that candle, or blowing on your inner light. So you try to protect it, to stabilize that inner light of consciousness. Then you need a little bit effort, because that's what I experienced. Stability of that inner light that can shine on when you are calm, when you are not engaged in the activities. You have already that inner light, but your surroundings is generally very, how to say, calm. Not so many disturbances. But now you go to work, you talk with your family member, you doing your business, in your profession. You see, your attention is kind of going out, right? Or you will say the karmic wind will try to blow your inner light, that like the flame of a candle, and you try to stabilize that light. That takes a lot of effort. Anyway, it's my experience, and it's the real practice. The true practice starts from here. That you want to keep that luminosity, keep that stability of the inner light. In that way, your world is a real test field or test paper to write. You see, once you have that inner light which shines on your world and through your world, you will notice, what does karma mean? Cause and effect. Cause here, or karma here, means everything you have experienced before, from the day one you are born into this world. So, generally speaking, the karmic force is related to your childhood, your family, your education, your belief, your work, your relationship, and so on. Also includes your habits of thinking, behavior, speaking, and so on. It's every aspect, every detail of your life. And all these elements comprise or make up a, a word, karmic force. So when your light of the inner light is ignited, or like you already have that inner light, the real place to stabilize, to make it stronger, is in the karmic force, is in your world, in your relationship, in your difficulties and challenges. You want to be fully awakened? The world is the best place to practice. So in this way, we should thank for the world to give us such a good opportunity to practice. And among all these relationships, memories, work, your education, all the experiences, family is the core place to practice. Family here means your parents or your kids or your partner that has close relationship with you. Because every day your behavior, thoughts, speech are exposed in front of them. And also maybe the shadow side of your awareness, the shadow side of your world, sometimes exposed to them too, because you have to deal with or living with them every day, right? So your behavior, your tendency, your pattern is rarely exposed in front of them. So are you open to the karmic force? Are your light of consciousness, the inner light, stable enough to be exposed in a karmic force, weak or strong? So for anyone who wants to be fully enlightened, this is critical. It cannot be skipped. It cannot be ignored. You can go to mountains, temples to practice, but if we cannot letting go the core relationships in terms of the family, parents, kids, partners, if we cannot letting go that part, so we are not, this is hindrance or obstacle in the path of full awakening, full enlightenment. Okay, let's take a deep breath. Find the sense of I exist. Find the sense of I am. Again, you don't need any teaching, any spiritual books, any master to find and recognize the sense of I amness. That's your awareness. You exist before anything happens to you. Your awareness has to be there first. Then comes your surroundings, your body, your thoughts, memories, and so on. So take a deep breath. Find a sense of who I am. And that's you, my dear friend. The real you. And your world comes later. Now the key is, can you stabilize that awareness? Can you stabilize the light of that candle, the light of your consciousness? Because in front of you and also inside of you, there's lots of happening, like small vibrations or big vibrations, which are all going to pull your attention away, which like the comic wind that is going to blow off your light, that candle light. Can you protect it? Can you stabilize that light? While you engage in doing everything, engage in every activity of your everyday life, can you be mindful enough, like checking every environment, every phenomena, externally and internally? Do you have that stability, consistency, vigilance to inspect, to preserve, to manage every phenomena that comes, every phenomena which come from your 6 sensory organs, 6 senses, what you see, what you hear, taste, smell, touch, and think. That's a challenge. That's some efforts we need to do. So take a deep breath. Again, find sense of I amness. That's a sudden enlightenment. You are already enlightened. But to maintain this enlightenment, you need gradual practice. We can try 1 minute. Find a sense of I amness. Like there's a light inside, shining on all the phenomena outside and inside of you. So how's your stability? Don't be frustrated if you lose that inner light. If your inner light is not stable in love, in front of your world, it's very normal. Don't give up. Just practice it again and again. So ideally, you can be aware with zero thought. That's ideal. Because every thought is like wind that could blow off the flame of the light. So ideally, you can be aware without any thought. Secondly, ideal is that you could have thoughts arising in your mind, but you have that stability to maintain that awareness, that you're aware of the thoughts. Then the thought will not have that momentum to pull you off, to drag you into the stream of thinking. So you're still stable enough. Again, fear not the rising of thoughts, fear only the lack of awareness, because the awareness is the light, is of consciousness, is the inner light. Try to practice this in the quiet room without wind. To recognize and stabilize that light of consciousness, your awareness. And you can also practice in your real world for sure. If you're stable enough when you're washing your hands, when you're brushing your teeth, when you're walking, talking, the awareness, the light of consciousness is always there actually. Gradually. Your light of consciousness, the inner light, will be so luminous and stable. No one, nothing, no karmic wind can blow it off anymore, cannot shake it anymore. Like you are the light that can lighten and enlighten the whole world. Like God, like Jesus, like Mother Teresa, like every sages. You are already that, my dear friend. Thank you. Thank you so much for your light of consciousness.